Hello everyone, it is currently 8:48 p.m. and I wanted to make a video because I asked a question earlier today from lots of you guys on my YouTube community tab, and I thought we would go through and I will read every single response that you guys left today from my question: if the Packers were to trade for a wide receiver, who would you want them to trade for? So this way we get an idea of what all you guys are thinking. I'll give my thoughts. I've looked through a few of these, but I haven't looked through all of them. And of course, right now the conversation is the Packers. Should they trade for a receiver? Should they not? Of course, everyone has their own opinion as usual, and you can find an opinion from any end of the spectrum, as you typically can for any opinion when you have thousands of people, from yes, they definitely need to trade for someone, to no, don't trade for someone. Simply put like that. So first off here, we have, since when are the Packers willing to trade for a receiver? That is a very good point. The modern pioneer, thank you for that point. That is something that the Packers, they typically aren't the kind of team to come in and just make some massive trade at the trade deadline. Never say never though. You never know what they could decide to do. They could come in last moment and completely shock all of us, so stay aware. Next we have Mini AJ. So here's a list of the receivers they say. DJ Moore, I approve. Tyler Lockett, also approve. Metcalf, also approve. Scary Terry, also approve. I don't know if I'm sold on Claypool, to be honest. Okay, I am sold on Claypool, so we have that. But honestly, any of those receivers would be great here in Green Bay. I mean, honestly, any elite, talented wide receiver who's produced in the league, why not bring him here to Green Bay? We probably can't get more than one. And I feel like guys like Lockett and Metcalf probably won't make their way here. But you never know, crazier things have happened. If you would have told me Tyreek Hill was going to be traded to the Dolphins this past offseason, I would have said there's not a chance in the world. So you can never say never, but I like those options. But I do think DJ Moore is the most likely, just considering the Panthers, the fact that they have fired their coach. They may be willing to trade someone like that to get some more picks, because they really do seem like they're in a rebuild right now, just with the situation going on there with the Panthers. Next, we have Doug Jankowski. I like that Debo fella. I hear he's good and he has a great name. Debo Samuel will be great here. Don't see the 49ers trading him. I don't see that happening, even though that would be nice. Then we have my mom. Not actually my mom, unless it's her like burner account or something, but someone whose username is my mom. They say I'm tired of that question. We aren't trading for a good, healthy receiver. So my mom, not actually my mom, thinks that we're not going to trade for a receiver, which is a likely scenario. Then we have Rashad Price. We should have went after Robbie Anderson for a long ball threat. So Robbie Anderson, this past Sunday with the Panthers, seemed to have some issues with the coach. He seemed to be having some kind of argument with the coach there. He gets traded to the Cardinals the past few days, so obviously he's not available anymore. Then we have something deleted, or Claypool will be okay. Yes, I like Claypool. I made a video on it today, my thoughts, so I won't go into that one. Then we have one that I really like, which I honestly think this match could be made in heaven. We have Devante Adams, was a comment that has 17 likes. So lots of you guys think that Devante Adams would probably be good in the green and gold. I happen to agree. I think that Devante Adams and Rodgers, I don't know what it is, but something in my gut tells me that they would be pretty good together. So I would definitely be down for that. Then we have Ed Madden, says DJ Moore, Claypool, or Lockett. All three would be great. We'll see. Dom says Clay Matthews. Throw him out at receiver. That is one I honestly haven't heard yet. I haven't seen that anywhere. So that is some great thinking on your part, Clay Matthews. I never thought about him a receiver. We'll have to think about that. I don't know if there's any tape out there on him from playing wide receiver, but if there was, definitely I mean, if he can play wide receiver, why not? Okay. Rocket Finn 313, Chase Claypool, trade a fourth and or Amari Rodgers to scoop him up. Otherwise, sign Will Fuller. So first off, Will Fuller, he was someone who I feel like in the past couple of years has been a topic around Green Bay, around Packers fans, that the Packers should trade for Will Fuller. He's been a very talented receiver when he's been healthy. He's dealt with lots of injuries, however, and I believe he's currently a free agent. I don't exactly know why he's still a free agent. I don't know if he's still dealing with an injury. I haven't done my research into Will Fuller, so let me know your thoughts there in the comments down below. But if he was healthy, sure, why not? Then we have Maple says Waddle. I don't see the Dolphins trading Waddle, even though that would be nice. Jam says Devante Adams rescue mission. Rescue him back from the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, please. Then we have Joe says Claypool or Lockett, so very similar answers here. Then we have Cheese Production says they should sign Deshaun Jackson since he's coming out of retirement and wants to play for the Packers. I do believe Deshaun Jackson was signed earlier today. I can't remember the team at the moment, the time I'm filming this video. I believe, was it who did he sign with? The Ravens? That may be right, may be wrong, but I think it's the Ravens if I am remembering properly, but I will not be editing this video, so I will not go look it up right now. But, yeah. We have a few more comments here. Braden21 says DJ Moore. We already talked about that a little bit. He's a great receiver here in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Could be a good pairing. Then we have Samoa. If I said that right, it seems like it's French. I did take French in college for one semester. I don't remember what that means though. Claypool or Adams. Timothy Coleman says it doesn't matter because they aren't regardless. So Timothy's in the boat of they're not trading for a receiver. Very likely they don't, but never say never. Then we have El Novitas, also says Devante will be a great fit. Hansel says Tyreek Hill. I mean, can you imagine Tyreek Hill in the Packers offense? That would be incredible, but yeah, that's not going to happen. Dolphins just traded for him, so unfortunately. Brandon says, this is a lost season tank. So that is a new theory, a new idea here. If the Packers tank from here on out, we would get a really good draft pick, which, I mean, that would make draft time more exciting if you had a top draft pick. But personally, I say we don't tank. That's just my thoughts here at this time. Paul Rodriguez, DK Metcalf. Alex Carlos also says Metcalf, both of which I would love DK Metcalf here. I just don't know if it's happening. I feel like it would have happened by now, but it seems to me like Brian Gutekunst is on the phones calling people because today, if you watch my prior video earlier today, multiple GMs believe that the Packers they're certain that the Packers are in the market for a receiver. So I don't know if that's them speculating. I don't know if they're certain because Brian himself has called them. That could be a potential theory. Brian's probably calling lots of people around the league. And I'm honestly curious to see if a move gets made because I honestly feel like Brian Gutekunst is sitting up there in his office, looking around, thinking to himself, Sammy Watkins injured, Randall Cobb injured, Christian Watson injured. And I think he's looking across the NFL and he has his eyes on some guys. This is my personal theory. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's up there and he has no, and he actually has no, what's the word? He does not want to trade for a receiver. But personally, I think he does if I had to guess. Personally. Then we have Paul Grimm says Max McGee. All right. Honestly, I have no idea who that is. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I do not know, but I have no idea who that is. Then we have more Brandon Cooks. I don't know how Odell will hold up. He's injury prone. Odell would be nice. Obviously, it's not a trade, but when Odell's healthy, bring him to Green Bay. I've said this before. I'm all for Odell here in Green Bay. Honestly, any talented receiver, if the Packers sign them, I would be very happy. That's just my overall take on the situation. We have a few more, so let me make sure I get to all your guys' comments. Petty Boy King says Devante Adams. Devante, I mean, obviously I was joking earlier about Devante, but when we look at this Packers offense, the biggest change has been Devante gone. And clearly if he was here, I do think the offense would be playing a lot better because Rodgers, of course, can hit Devante anytime. He gets open all the time. It would solve lots of issues. Clearly we also have some offensive line issues as well. But it's sad that Devante's gone. I was sad when it happened, but for the future, I still think, depending on how Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson develop in the next few years, it could end up being an overall positive. But right now, the offense is definitely struggling. If Devante was here, it would help a lot. I honestly wonder, has there ever been a scenario where a team makes a massive blockbuster trade and then during this next season trades him back? Has that ever happened? I don't know. If you know some information on that, feel free to comment down below, but that would be interesting, even though that probably won't happen. Then we have Eric Morris as Antonio Brown. So when it comes to Antonio Brown, I don't know if it's worth taking a risk on him because of maybe some locker room issues that could come along with that. We've seen him, what he's done in the past. Talent-wise, yes, but I just don't think it's the best idea. Packers Clan says Hunter Renfrow, the Raiders are having a bad season, and he has a cheap contract. Hunter Renfrow is a great player. He also return punts, I believe, or at least he used to, from the games I've watched in the past. He's a talented receiver, would clearly help here. I don't know if the Raiders would be in the market to do that. I doubt it, but who knows? Anonymous says DJ Moore, and Chris says DJ Moore. So I think when it just comes to scenario of team and their willingness to trade a player, the Panthers seem to be a team that would, just because I'm pretty sure I read they only have 3 draft picks for next season, and DJ Moore is a talented player. Would they want to, trade him away. He could be a good building block for them as they rebuild and as they potentially draft a quarterback next year if they're one of the top teams. So he could be an option. We'll see if the Packers actually do it. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks I get a notification on my phone that says like Packers trade for some big name, one of those names you guys mentioned. And those are always fun videos to make. I don't know if I've ever made really, I guess a Devante trade video, Randall Cobb trade, not quite as big, but similar. But those are always fun videos to make in the moment they happen. But that is all I have for right now. Thank you for commenting if you did comment. I appreciate you guys. I just wanted to film a video right now. And I wanted to switch up the location because I'm always in my room. And today we're in the kitchen. So that is it for this video today. Thank you for watching. As always, if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.